Alrighty, so I'm going to talk about a couple things in this video, a couple ideas that we touched on in class today, and I'll try and make it quick. So if you want credit for this homework, you have to write down the same work that I'm writing down, and I want you to take a picture of it and show me reply to the email with the picture. If you can't figure out how to send the picture, then just bring me the homework on Wednesday. So here's the first idea that I want to talk about. Actually, yeah, no, this is fine. So number one. So let's say we have the mixed number 1 and 2/4 minus 1 and 3/4. So we have a problem here. We cannot subtract 2 minus 3 because 3 is bigger than 2. I can't subtract 2 minus 3. So I want us to get used to the idea that this whole, I can represent this whole as a fraction. Because remember, fractions that have the same numerator and denominator are equal to 1. But how do I know which fraction to represent this 1 with? Is it 2/2? Is it 3/3? Well, to find out what fraction you can represent this 1 with, you have to look at the denominator. So the denominator here tells me that I'm dealing with fourths. So I'm going to write down a 4. And for a fraction to be equal to 1, the numerator has to equal the denominator. So if my denominator is 4, then the numerator has to be 4. So this 1 is also 4/4. What if I didn't want to represent this 1 as a whole, and what if I wanted to represent it as a fraction? I can add this fraction to the numerator. So I could do 4/4 plus 2/4, and now I get 6/4. So again, this 6/4 is the same as 1 and 2/4, because look, let me break this down for you. 6/4 and 4/4, I can break this up into 4/4 and 2/4. And it's the same because 4/4 just equals 1, right? 1 and 2/4. Look, 1, there's my 1, and 2/4, there's my 2/4. But now I just combine these two into a fraction, and I have 6/4. So now I can just subtract these numbers, or let's forget that this 1's here so we don't get confused. So now I have 6/4 minus 3/4. And now I can subtract these two, and I get 3/4. So now I want you to try this problem by yourself right here, number 2. Number 2, you have, let's say we had 2 and 1/3 minus 1 and 2/3. So pause the video and try and do this yourself. And then when you're done, unpause it and then correct yourself. And if you don't unpause the video and you just copy what I'm doing, you're only hurting yourself. So if you want to not practice and possibly not do well on the test, that's your call. I don't care. But I encourage you to pause it. So I'm going to go over it now. So I can't subtract 1 minus 2 because 2 is bigger than 1. So I need to make my numerator bigger. Well, I have 2 holes here. So what if I take out one of these holes and I add it to the fraction? Okay, well, how do I know what the fraction looks like if I wanted to take out a whole from 2? Is it 2/2? Is it 1/1? Is it 3/3? Is it 4/4? How do I know which one it is? Well, you just have to look at your denominator. So if my denominator is 3, then if I want to take out a whole from here, then I have to take out 3/3. And I have to add it to 1/3. So look, 3/3 equals 1, right? So I'm taking that away from the holes. So I'm going to make that a 1 because I took away one whole. And then I'm going to add 3/3 to 1/3. 3/3 plus 1/3 equals 4/3. So my new mixed number is now 1 4/3. Now I can subtract these because I can subtract 4 minus 2 now. So the 1's become 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. And then 4 minus 2 is 2/3. All right. I hope you did that one. And now I have one last question for you. I'm going to show you an example first. Actually, no, I'll give you the question. 3. I want you to break up 8/3, and I want you to change this into a mixed number. Break it up like how I did it here. So pause it and try it. Now I'm going to go over it. So if my denominator is a 3, and if I want to make this equal to 1 whole, remember the numerator and denominator have to be the same. So 3/3. So I have 1 3/3 right here. 1 3/3. So if I started with 8/3 and I took away 1 3/3, then I have 5/3 left because I took away 3/3. Well, do I have at least 3 more thirds in this 5/3? Yes, I do. So I have 3/3 plus 3/3. So that's a total of 6/3. How many more do I have left? 2. And all the numerators should add up to 8. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. So now you can write this as a mixed number. Count your wholes. That's 1 whole. That's another whole. And this is my fraction. So I have 2 wholes and 2/3. Thanks.